With only 2 days recovery, are you confident physically that you'll be okay for the final?
Me? I'll be fine. Yeah, look, obviously we haven't got much time, and recovery will be our goal and our focus over the next 2 days. We'll have training on Saturday, but I think that'll be selected players and optional. I don't think our bowlers will do too much. Smitty probably doesn't need to hit too many balls, although he probably will. But yeah, recovery's what's important now. We fly. I think our flight's in the morning, so blokes will recover tonight. Blokes will recover when we land in Melbourne. I think physical recovery is the most important thing for us right now. I think mentally the team is ready for this final. If the game was today or the game was tomorrow, I think we're ready mentally. We've been building up throughout this tournament to get this opportunity to play a World Cup final. So I'm not concerned there. It's just making sure the guys can recover as well as we can from this tough game.
And just on Steve's promotion up to 3, is it the best call you've made this tournament?
I thought that referral was pretty good. I think he's made the most of his opportunity. I can't speak highly enough for the way he's batting at the moment. He's showing his class. But most importantly, I think the one thing I've learned through my career is, getting into good form and scoring runs is a fantastic feeling. But still to go to training the next day to work on your game, to try and become better, it's one of the hardest things to do in this game, but that's what makes you a great player. I think that's what I'm being really proud with Smitty with is, he's still training extremely hard, still getting there early, still doing the work even though he's batting so well, and I can't say I'm surprised that he's getting the results he's getting. He's earned it.
Two things. First is, you think the Indian bowlers bowled exactly to your strength for most part of the innings that you were there?
I don't think so. For me, it was just about giving myself an opportunity to get in, and I got a few freebies early on, a couple of short ones that probably weren't quite short enough, and I got a few boundaries away, and that really got my innings started. From there, I just tried to play each ball on its merits, and I was lucky enough to go at just over a run a ball, and it was nice to have a partnership there with Aaron Finch as well to set a foundation for us to go quite hard at the end.
What did both of you make of Aaron's innings today? Perhaps not a typical innings for him, and what does that mean for...
I think that's a real positive for Finchy and for the team. Don't be surprised if he walks out on Sunday and makes an unbelievable 100. I think that innings will do him the world of good. The fact that he spent the time in the middle, and I said that to him when he walked off, I think he was a little bit disappointed with the way he batted, or with the way it felt, but I think he did a fantastic job. And again, in any form of the game, the partnership is the most important part, not necessarily the individual score. And I thought the work he did with Smitty was exactly what we needed at that time. And I think that time in the middle will allow him on Sunday to walk out and play with freedom. Don't be surprised if he makes a big 100.
And you had the 2 direct hits tonight. Darren Lehman said before the tournament the best fielding team would go a long way to winning the World Cup. Do you think that might be the case in the final, that the batting and bowling of the 2 teams will cancel each other's out and fielding might decide it?
I've said that my whole career. Fielding is massive in any form of the game. At the moment, our fielding's exceptional. We dropped a couple of catches tonight. I wouldn't mind catching one of those high balls. But everyone else has been outstanding. So, you have to bat. Yeah, all 3 facets of the game you're going to have to do well to beat New Zealand in the final. There's no doubt about it.
Michael, despite not winning that game in New Zealand, do you think you guys actually were the team that take the most confidence from that, the fact that you're almost able to defend 150?
I think New Zealand will take confidence that they've beaten us in the tournament. But I believe that was the turning point in this tournament for the Australian team. I think that gave us a bit of a kick up the backside. We knew we got a good look at, a very good team playing at the top of their game, certainly with the ball. And I think our attitude from that day has been exceptional. I think we've trained really well. We've prepared so well for every game. The boys have got out of bed every single day to try and become better. And I think you've seen that in our results. So I think we've been building... We've grabbed momentum and we've tried to run with it. We've been building, we've been improving every single game, and I think that'll hold us in really good stead for Sunday.
Michael, you've had tremendous success as Australia captain.
Interesting.
You might have had that as well, I don't know.
How well do you know me? It's a question for my wife.
But after everything that's happened this summer, how much would it mean to win the World Cup on Sunday?
Yeah, it would be extremely special. There's no doubt about it. It's the pinnacle of one-day cricket. I think at the start of the tournament, there was a lot of expectation and pressure put onto this team, the fact that we're playing in our own backyard. So yeah, I think it would be the icing on the cake for the summer that the Australian cricket team's had in both Test and one-day cricket. But I still think 100 overs is a long time in this game. And I just think we've got some work to do over the next couple of days to make sure we're as well prepared as we can be. And if our attitude doesn't change and we stay as focused as we've been since that loss against New Zealand, I'm confident we can win this World Cup.
Michael, Virat Kohli started off brilliantly in the Australian summer. So finally, when you had him today so early, do you probably think that you had finally reined him in? And was that the moment where you really thought the match was going your way? Because that was the general feeling that probably once Virat was out.
No, I didn't feel that at all. I think India have got more than one very good player. I think they've got a number of very good players, so we didn't feel like that. He's obviously a big player, extremely successful. Geez, I nearly sell it myself. He's got sex on the brain. Extremely successful one-day record. There's no doubt about that. His record's phenomenal. And it takes a big player to get him out, and Mitchell Johnson stood up and did that for us tonight. I think Virat's a class player. I think he's shown that throughout the summer, shown it throughout his career. I wouldn't be writing Virat Kohli off, that's for sure. He's got a lot of cricket left in him, a lot of runs left in him. It's just tonight, Mitchell Johnson executed his skill very well, and the ball didn't hit the middle of Virat's bat, which is a nice thing sometimes.
Lucky last rainbow.
Michael, the obligatory selection question.
Ask the selectors, Rambo.
We move. 2 knockout finals, 2 unchanged teams. Do you think it would be difficult for selectors to mount a case to change an 11 going into conditions that you know pretty well?
I think if everyone's fully fit, it's going to be extremely hard to change the 11.
Is there concerns about the fitness of any of them?
I don't think so. Hazelwood come off the field at the end there with a sore thumb, but sounds to me like he's completely fine. He just wanted to rest up for the finals, so the youngster just took a few overs off. I think at this stage everybody else is pretty good, but I'm not a selector.
No.